What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Greataxe Gaming. I am Jax, and we are back with Hiveswap Friendsim. When we last left off, we had just chilled out with our friend Sarava, and they're awesome. Anyways, now that we've finished that, we are about to jump into Volume 3 of Ladies Grey and Lucy White. Oh wait, I think we're gonna meet the cowboy. Oh, nice. I would feel Bronia. Oh no. Oh no! Well, first we're going to start with Skilla. Actually, yeah. Anyways, as dawn approaches, you find yourself heading out of the big city and into the rustic outskirts. Hell yeah, I love Western soundtracks, man, I do. Man, the sun sure is bright on this planet. It's rising over the crest of the distant hills, a huge, fiery ball. The later it gets, the bigger and bigger it grows, way bigger than you've ever seen the sun on Earth. Let me scoot over here a little. There we go. What's that smell? Could it be your flesh beginning to sizzle? Fantastic! You love the country. No wonder the nightlife seems so active on Alternia. They're all nocturnal to avoid brutal daily roasting. You reach into your pocket for your cool new shades, but you appear to have left them at your friend's house. Fuck. Hell yeah! You gotta get yourself together. The recent physical trauma and extensive blood loss has you a little fuzzy. You weren't built for this wilderness survival shit. You're starting to wish you'd just stolen a fucking Lamborghini or something instead of a spaceship. This seriously isn't looking good. The city is too far away now for you to turn back, so you have no choice but to keep walking. Maybe you can find a cave or a hole in the ground. Maybe you can just cover yourself with grass. You wish that someone had mentioned the death sun in between offering you alien meat products and calling you their muse. Okay, so I did get my blood drained by the artist. Off to your left in the distance, you catch sight of what might be the shimmer of sunlight on glass. A window? A solar panel? You could seriously clean up with renewable energy on this planet. Should you change your trajectory and go toward the shimmer, it might just be a mirage. Alright, well, save. Forget it. Oh, I'm dead. Honestly, you could probably see this one coming. Look, I'm barbecue. Alright, there we go. I had to do it, but go toward the shimmer. You turn your aching, stinging meat sack toward the distant, promising sparkle of safety and succor. You focus on just staying upright, one step at a time. Just keep swimming or whatever. God, this sun though. You need SPF 5 million for this nonsense. But then, almost like it has picked itself up to come scuttling to meet you, you suddenly find yourself in front of a long, low structure. You let out a yelp of anguish, pounding on the door. At least, you hope it's a door. What in the world? The door opens and you fall inside with one of the most pathetic whimpers of your career. Blessed darkness closes in on you. From right beside you comes a sniffling yip, like some joker is making fun of your dire situation. Something warm and wet glides up your stinging cheek. Puppy! Hold on, lady. Give him some room. A pair of hands helps you sit up gently. Your eyes haven't adjusted enough to make out more than a couple of shapes, one upright and one lower to the ground. What were you doing out there? Can you stand? Strong arms pull you to your feet. You wonder if everyone on this planet is strong, or if you are just extremely flimsy. They guide you to a chair at the end of a long table. Stutteringly, you begin to explain yourself, that you are an injured, exhausted traveler who is ravenous for pals. Well, bless your heart. But hold on, Tick. Dinner's about to burn. Now that your rescuer mentions it, you do smell something. It smells amazing. Funny you should just blunder in here like that. I was just saying, wasn't I, lady? It's been so long since we had any sort of guests who weren't Imperial drones or out to rob us. You rub at your watering, slowly clearing eyes, and when you look back up, your rescuer finally comes into focus. She's tall. Taller than anyone else you've met here, you'd think. Also, maybe a little older? Not that you're an expert in troll physiology, she just has an air of knowledgeable competence. She's wearing a fringed jacket and holding up a plate. I fucking love westerns, and cowgirls are badass. I love it. Also, phone, please. Not now. There you go. Your oculars feeling any better? By the way, by the by, my name's Skilla. Pleasure to meet you. And this here's lady. It is a puppy! She looks down, and at first you think she means the table, but then you look under the table at the giant monster dog looking back up at you. I would lose my shit. I would be so happy. It's a puppy. A giant puppy. If I ever had a choice of Pokemon to bring to life, Arcanine, give me the fire dog. You look jolt so hard you almost fly backward out of your goddamn chair. Whoa there! No need for theatrics. It looks a little like one of those lassie dogs with the pointed nose, except enormous and pure white. Its barks practically shake the whole house. Hey there, lady. No need to be rude. They've clearly had one hell of a time, and they don't look dangerous. Just really peculiar. Besides, if they try anything, you and me can take them. Skiller puts her hands on her hips, staring down with thunderous yellow eyes. Thunderous eyes? Right. No funny business, you hear? You swallow and nod, trying to look unthreatening and obliging, ready for anything. For instance, friendship. You are so ready for that. Skilla sets down the plate she's holding. Here, have a grub cake. There's plenty. That sounds gross as hell, but what's sitting on the plate looks and smells exactly like a normal pancake, golden brown and crispy at the edges. There's boiled tree blood too, if you like. Also churned dairy product. Okay, so pancakes, butter, and syrup. She puts down a carafe of syrup and a dish of butter. Man, everything here has really weird names. Skilla pours out a cup of some very familiar smelling liquid. Brown bean juice, you guess. Skilla raises an eyebrow. No, that's just coffee. Fucking! Oh, I love it. I love it so much. She sits down next to you. You're lucky you were only out in the light of dawn. Nobody wants to be out in direct Alternian sunlight besides Jade Bloods. And no offense, but you certainly ain't any Jade Blood that I've ever seen. At first I thought you were some kind of mutated Lucis, because you don't have horns and you were grunting and yipping up a storm back there. But you're an alien, right? Don't worry, I won't call the drones. I'd best get used to being around aliens anyway, seeing as how I'm going to be seeing a whole mess of y'all come next sweep. She laughs nervously. You aren't even sure what she's talking about. Do you even need to specify that anymore? It's just natural law at this point. Gravity, the conservation of energy, and you don't know what the fuck is going on. Lady, would you mind drawing a bath for our guest? Wait, what? Dog bath? No offense, but you smell like you could use one. You can't argue with that. You offer her a cautious smile. God, she seems so nice and caring. But you've been burned before, and cut, and generally kicked around by fate. True, but I'm pretty sure she's one of the lower blood castes, which means she's at least going to be decent, if not outright friendly. The higher bloods are the ones you gotta watch out for. It's a tough world out there, but you want to trust Skilla. Lady takes a bucket in her muzzle and runs out into the yard, getting up on her hind legs and batting at the door latch to open it. It's adorable! Oh god, the sun. The sun is high enough now that the whole landscape outside is washed in white. Oh god, the dog! Aw, it's sweet of you to worry. Luci are fine going in outside for a little while in the daylight. Their coats reflect light or something to that effect. I don't really know how it works. I ain't exactly known for my scientific acumen. You tell her that she seems pretty smart from where you're standing. As cynical as you are becoming, you can't help trying to be her friend. She's so nice and, wow, really pretty. Hell yeah! Not that that's a requirement for friendship, but your retinas would have to be way more scalded than they are not to notice that. That's nice of you to say, but it wouldn't really even matter if I was a bona fide genius. Someone of my caste could never hope to rise up in the ranks. Best I can hope for is hauling crates on some cargo vessel. Ranks? Cargo vessel? You swallow your bite of grub cake, ready to ask her if she's thinking about joining the military, but just then a swell of noise erupts from outside the house. Shouts, crashes, and Lady's frantic barks. Skilla gasps and launches herself out of her chair, knocking over the carafe of syrup. It oozes across the tabletop in a sticky wave. Oh no, not now! What in the hell is going on? Bandits! Goddamn Lucis thieves! You don't get the chance to ask anything else before Skilla careens towards the door, throwing up an arm as blazing white light pours in. Oh god, she's going to go outside and burn up. She isn't thinking straight. You've got to do something. Save. Alright, now here we come to an interesting dilemma, because help her seems like the good thing to do, but in this case, every single good thing you do in this game ends with you failing at friendship. Stop her seems like it'll get the Lucis killed, but bad things usually end up being the right choice, so we'll start with help her. What the hell? You've already experienced the Alternian sun. It sucked a whole lot. Maybe now will suck less just because of how bad it sucked then. Just a sliding scale of suckage. Skilla plunges out into the daylight in the direction of the commotion, and like a big dumb asshole, you barrel out into the blazing hellscape after her. Surprise! It still sucks. You've had sunburns before, but this is ridiculous. This is a fucking monster of a gas giant, pointing and laughing at the tiny speck of humanity you represent, trembling before the void. It's a pure assault on all your senses. The light is almost as bad as the heat, and you put up your arms to block the glare, following the dust Scylla kicks up behind her. You doubt your eyes will actually ever adjust to this fuckery, but you can see a little better now than before. There are about a dozen of them, all of them trolls, all wearing dark padded outfits that cover their face. They look halfway between hazmat suits and SWAT uniforms. All of them have big, fake-looking guns that probably aren't fake. In fact, one of them shoots a laser at your face. You duck, and it leaves a blazing heat trail across your cheek. But as all of you is really currently burning, it doesn't break your stride. Scylla throws herself into the fray, letting out a war cry accompanied by the sound of a fist hitting flesh. It's 12 against 2, which, if you remember your fractions right, is not unlike 6 against 1. But these guys probably have not been expecting a frontal assault, and they had definitely not expected a Scylla, who is frankly fucking terrifying. She shoves 3 trolls down like dominoes, grabbing up a discarded gun and shooting all 3 while they're on the ground. You have never been in a fight before, a fucking all-out brawl. It's scary, but now that you're in the thick of it, also kinda awesome? Sure, your skin is burning, you could be killed at any moment, but that's just how it goes on this planet. Just immediately, that's how it goes on that bitch of an Earth popped into my head. You just gotta get into the swing of things. Take no prisoners, kill or be killed, hell yeah! Oh, look at her, she's so happy. She's fucking digging this. You pop one of the bandit trolls in the face. Fuck. That probably hurt you more than hurt the troll, but it does throw them off balance for long enough for Scylla to smash the butt of her gun into the side of their head. Now you've thrown them off balance. Street smarts! YEEHAW! Hell yeah! She gives you a wide grin. The two of you are beaming at each other while the hostile alien sun tries to boil away the liquid from your eyeballs, and a bunch of bandits try to dog-nap a giant monster. You love this girl. No argument. In a friendship way. But still, you love her! You make an awesome team. Another troll comes up behind Scylla. What is happening up there? What? Game? You doing okay? Scylla, what are you doing up there? Another troll comes up behind Scylla and she smashes an elbow into their throat, grabbing them by the front of their uniform and suplexing them onto the dusty ground. She wails on them with her bare hands. God, she's really hot. Get lady! As in the words of Spike Spiegel, I love a woman who can kick my ass. Oh, right. You stumble back over to where the Lucis is thrashing inside a big black net. You don't have any way to cut her free, but she's already doing great on her own, biting through the fibers with her big sharp teeth. You hold the net cell for him to finish the job, then pull it off her so she can join the fray. Oh, it's over fast after that. How did they even get Lady into the net in the first place? She's so giant and quick, grabbing trolls in her jaws and shaking them like chew toys. The remaining 5 who are still standing jump into their weird little dune buggies and make tracks. Emphasis on the bug. They look like scurrying little beetles. Scylla chases after them for a few hundred yards, throwing the gun after them and shouting obscenities. And stay away, you hear? Tell the rest of them why you don't ever fuck with a Rusty's ranch. She stands, silhouetted against the blazing sun, the dust trails vanishing into the distance. You are awash in a heady victory, giggling like a lunatic before the adrenaline kind of drains out of you all at once. You are violently reminded of your fucked up ribs and recent blood loss. The Alternian sun beats down and your arms are already covered in raised patches of red skin. This is a sunburn turned up to 11. Whoa there, are you okay? Scylla is swaying too. A spray of olive green, blood covers her cheek. At least the rainbow blood on this planet means you can be sure it isn't hers, but she still looks rough, kind of like how you feel. Lady, come here, girl. Wow, you're just gonna sit down. Maybe just take a little break. The pale landscape swoops, going even paler. No, you can't rest here. You'll die, dumbass. I'm not letting anything happen to my new best friend. Get up! New best friend? Holy shit, that makes you so happy. You absolutely can't die here. Not when you've just made such an amazing friend. Somehow, the two of you manage to drag each other across the yard and toward the house. Hive. You're gonna get this lingo down if it kills you. Whenever you feel yourself about to fall forward, you lean on Scylla. When you feel yourself start to fall back, Lady is there to brace herself against the back of your knees. She's such a good Lucis. You wonder if she'll be your friend too. Her muzzle is dripping with a soup of multicolored alien blood. When you get back into the darkness of the hive, you can't see shit. Dang, your species really ain't suited for this kind of environment, huh? You can't even see in the dark. In demonstration, you walk right into the table. You've about had it with tables. You are sworn enemies at this point. Oh look, a little bit. Please don't knock down my nutrition platform. I built it myself. She sounds exhausted but giddy. Dang, you really did that thing, didn't you? You kind of want to go in for the hug, but that sunburn is really something. It feels like tiny needles piercing your arms and cheeks. The back of your neck is a colony of fire ants. Oh yeah, feels real bad, don't it? Come on, there's only one cure for sun rash. Skilla takes your hand. Gosh, this is next level friendship stuff. She leads you through her hive, and who knows if you're ever going to get all of your vision back. Maybe you're just blind for life. You'll have to get a cane and a whimsical aesthetic and learn to navigate the world by smell alone. No, that would be stupid. Here we go. My coop isn't huge, but you're kind of scrawny. What are you waiting for? Take your clothes off. Man, the sun must have fucked with more than your eyes, because you could have sworn Skilla just told you to take your clothes off. You are seriously not getting into my Raccoon in those filthy rags. I'm not even sure what those clothes were supposed to be originally. Yeah, you aren't so sure about your look either. Maybe a friend of yours told you it was rad, but you were both a little high at the time. Man, it was rad! You might be a little high right now. You wonder if sunstroke causes auditory hallucinations. Also, you don't know what a Raccoon is. Huh? Really? And what the heck do you sleep in on your planet? You hear rustling, followed by the sound of clothes hitting the floor, and then a weird gloop gloop, like someone getting into a bathtub, only thicker. If a troll didn't have soap ore, well, I don't really know what would happen. But I reckon it wouldn't be great. It could speed the healing process for burns and small wounds. I'm not sure what it's going to do to your weird alien anatomy, but I don't see how it's going to make you any worse. You tell Skilla that in your experience, things can all get worse. Especially from her perspective, since she's about to see you get naked. Nothing like a little self-deprecating humor is an A+ cover of crippling insecurity! Skilla laughs. Come on now, I'm sure you're a perfectly healthy example of your species. Just get in already. I promise this isn't any sort of pale solicitation. Or a flush, for that matter. I know it's awkward, but I only got the one coop. Right, okay, yeah, you can totally do this. You can make this not weird. Of course, you start taking off your goddamn pants, and Skilla starts laughing all over again. Not in a mean way, more in a chill, please join me in my slime bathtub, old chum way. In a non-awkward way. In a friend way. Aww. That was pretty good ending. Now it's gonna be bad. Skilla is bigger than you, and she has the strength of both desperation and a superior genome, so you don't feel great about her chances. But you have to try. Skilla is too upset to be careful. You have to stop her from hurting herself. You stumbled into her house all gross and pathetic and alien, and she didn't turn you away. She gave you pancakes, for Christ's sake. Grub cakes, whatever. And it isn't just the sun. From the number of voices, there's gotta be 20 people out there. She doesn't stand a chance. You run up behind her and hook your arms under hers, hauling her back by her armpits. She struggles, jabbing her elbow into your aching ribs. Let me go! You don't understand, they'll take her! Lady! You hold grimly on, going limp and using gravity and your old dead weight to pull her down to the floor. Through wheezing breaths, you tell her she can't go out there. Didn't she just tell you that you'd never have survived if it had been later than dawn? You probably aren't making much sense, but you keep up a stream of worthless bullshit until something catches. Would your Lucis really want this for you, Skilla? Would Lady really want you to sacrifice yourself for her? Skilla goes rigid, and then all the fight just drains out of her like blood down a drain. She sags back into your arms. The two of you watch Lady thrashing in a huge black net as several of the figures haul her away. The sun is too bright to see them clearly, but they appear to be herding more white creatures out of a paddock and into a collection of vehicles. The herd. She says it so quietly you feel it more than hear it. You continue to watch as Lady is packed into one of the vehicles and they drive away, kicking up a cloud of dust that glimmers in the brutal sun. You can let me go now. I'm not going to throw myself out into the daylight like a romance novel heroine. You realize just how tight you're holding onto her and loosen your arms, pulling away and sitting up. Skilla's cheeks are wet with tears, but she quickly shakes her hair into her face to hide it. That makes your heart hurt. You want to tell her that everything is going to be okay, but you make it a point not to lie to your friends. You have absolutely no idea how it's going to be. And before you can say anything at all, she gets up and disappears through a door and further into the house. Give her some space. You decide you'll mind your own business. Well, you do try the door, but it's locked. Best to keep occupied and do what you can for her. First, you shut the door to keep the sweltering heat and blinding light out. Then you tidy up the kitchen a little. Everything here is oddly textured and colored. The shape's unusually organic. Some of it is worryingly scuttling and alive. You do your best. You mop up the syrup and straighten the chairs. You're just trying to figure out how to get the sink to spit out some water to do the dirty dishes when Skilla comes back out. Her eyes are dry and her hair is combed back out of her face. Don't you worry about that. You're gonna break something. She plays with one of her beaded bracelets with a nervous little fidget of her fingers. I could have never taken those fellas by myself, especially not in broad daylight. I want to thank you for stepping in and stopping me. I was overwrought. You nod, accepting her thanks. She doesn't seem overwrought anymore, just numb. Wow, this is actually a legitimately terrible situation. Not even in a dumb, zany way like all the other horse shit that's happened to you recently. Yeah. You wonder who those guys even were. Lucis thieves. They come before, but always at night and never in such large numbers. Lady and me could always take them. I never expected anything like this. For them to come out in force like this in the middle of the day? She sits down at the table, putting her elbow in a patch of syrup that you missed. You offer her the dishcloth and notice several little discolored patches on her arms. It looks like she got burned from just having her arm out of the door for like a minute and a half. You're really glad you didn't let her go out there. Well, considering I know how it turns out, You've endured a lot of heinous shit in the short span on this planet. Injuries, and lots of added insults to those injuries. But the time you spend with Skilla waiting for the sun to go down is some of the worst and most hopeless. You don't actually know what to say to help her. You weren't actually her friend. You weren't even the same species. The Troll-Lucis relationship is a little confusing, but they seem to be some kind of caretaker and pet, more symbiotic than parent and child. Finally, it gets late enough to venture outside, and you follow Skilla out to the empty paddock. There's nothing out here but a broken fence and trampled ground. Lots of kids lose their Luci. It's just a part of life. I would have been heading to the ordeal's next sweep anyway. I would have never seen her again. But at least I would have gotten a chance to say goodbye, you know? It's kind of a bummer how resigned on this planet everyone is on this planet seems to be to terrible things happening. Then again, you guess that's sort of true on your planet too. Existence just a goddamn mess. You try to give her the most understanding look you can. Just a really good and supportive friend face. You're killing it. But Skilla isn't paying attention to your glowing facade. She's reaching into her jacket and pulling out her phone. What the hell? My palm husk is blown up. Oh god. Skilla drops her phone into the dirt and claps a hand over her mouth. Her eyes sparkle with tears. You pick it up. It's kind of squishy and squirms a little, which you don't love. You also don't love what's on the screen. It's a troll in a mask holding a gun on a lady who is still in that net, baring her teeth. The gun looks fake, kind of like a Nerf gun. You bet it's not a Nerf gun. The photo is accompanied by more of that spiky text that you can't read. Hey, how can you understand the Arturian spoken language but not the written? You decide not to think about it too hard, waste of time. They sent a ransom demand. They say that if I can't pay, they'll sell her. Troll Luci are valued for their strength all over the galaxy. The heiress knows about the black market, but she don't do anything about it. She just takes a cut. You ask her how much the ransom demand is for, as if you have a penny to your name. She tells you a number that sounds stupidly large, even without knowing the exchange rate for Earth money. They're just mocking me. They know Bronze Blood can't afford this. They just want to force me to fail her one more time. Her voice breaks on a sob. You reach over and put a hand on her arm. She looks at you with big watery eyes, and you brace for her to fall into your arms sobbing. You're actually kind of hoping for it. Not that you're the type to want to profit off another's pain, but you're pretty sure that offering comfort in a time of crisis is a first-class ticket to Friendsville. Instead, Skilla gives you a hard shove backwards. You take 2 stumbling steps and fall on your ass. Something squishes underneath you. A cowpat or something alive. You aren't sure what you prefer, honestly. Sorry, I didn't actually push you that hard. Your species just seems pretty flimsy. I don't want sympathy right now, especially not from you. She stands framed between the 2 moons, some trick of perspective making her look just as distant. And just as sad. Not that moons are inherently sad. Whatever, that's not the issue right now. Had Skilla been lying to you before when she said she doesn't blame you? She'd even thanked you for stopping her from killing herself. No, I don't blame you. I just can't stand the sight of you. Looking at you reminds me of losing Lady, and I don't think that'll ever change. Sorry. I was really hoping we could be friends. It's been a really long time since I've seen anybody out here that goes on 2 legs instead of 4. But I just don't think it's gonna work out. If you start walking now, you can probably make it to the city before sunrise. Or there's J-Blood calling nearby if you want to inflict your personal brand of assistance on them. Bye. You leave with your proverbial tail between your legs, and the last glimpse you get of Skilla, she's standing next to the empty paddock, staring at the ground. Fuck! That is awful! Awful! Shit. Alright, well that's it for this episode. I'm gonna go be bummed out now. By the way, I'm going to go back and replay that with the good ending just so I can cheer up. Anyways, if you like the video, you know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. You want to buy me a coffee, the link is down below. I'd greatly appreciate it. And thanks for watching. Later, y'all.